Hello, lovely people. Welcome to the TIG Agenda, where our intention is to revive the glory of family, starting with children. So today I'm your host for today. My name is Mwesi Gwajoya, and I'm really excited to be here. So we're going to dive into our topic for today, and it's similar to the topic of the last episode, which is a children represented in media today. In Uganda's media, by media I mean television, social media, anything that can give a child visual perception. Yeah. So for last week, we had an episode hosted by Miss Elizabeth Chiseka, where we had different producers giving their view on on how children are represented, how TV or like media is teaching them the moral standards and everything. So I have various people on this show with me today, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. I'll start with the lady. Could you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do, and yeah.
Hi everyone. Honored to be here. I'm Nanda Vanessa Patricia, and I'm a journalist.
Yes, thank you. And then I'll go to my right.
So my name is Samuel Kalunji. I'm an artist. I'm a father, but I'm also a community expert. For those of you who don't know, community experts are actually made in Uganda. When you study community development, you become a community expert. So it is really up to you to exercise the opportunity that you have gotten from the university or from school. It is really up to you. Community development is more of just bridging a gap to see that we achieve what is required to achieve development. So now the way you bridge the gap, whatever material you use to bridge that gap is up to you. But otherwise, community experts are those people who have studied community development and taken it up as a discipline, and I am one of them in Uganda. So apart from that, I am very excited. I'm happy for TIG Network Africa, happy for UBC TV for giving us an opportunity to be here and discuss these issues, because these are really important issues.
Then I'll go to him. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. Ronald Regan Sebugenyi is my name. I'm a sales consultant with Mirembe Villas, Uganda's #1 real estate developer. I'm team lead at a mental health organization called Mentalpha Limited. Yeah, at Mentalpha Limited, we come to communities and bring mental health advocacy with a very brand new face. We want to look at creatives, we want to look at poetry, we want to look at drama in doing all this mental health advocacy. So it was really a very exciting invitation for me to be part of TIG, an organization of this kind that actually looks at how children can grow to be better people, beginning from families. I can't wait to dive into this conversation about media and children.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think I should also introduce myself, right? My name is Mwesi Gwajoya. I am a third-year medical student at TCE School of Medicine. I am also the Vice Group President of UCU Kampala Campus, and I am the Youth Representative and Operations Manager at TIG Network Africa. So we are really happy to have you here today. So let's dive into the topic. So do you think children are well represented in media in Uganda today?
There's one thing that it's not just about media and children. We have, because of our traditional, I think it's because of our traditional societies in Africa, not even just in Uganda where we are, but in Africa, we have this tendency of growing up in a socialistic setup. But then when we grow up to around 18 years, that's when you are introduced now to what we call a capitalistic kind of setup. I don't know if people get the socialistic and the capitalistic. The socialistic is where everything belongs to the state, and then the capitalistic is more like you can be rich, you can own whatever you own and stuff like that. Now we have this kind of problem. For me, I call it a problem because we are kind of mixed up, but then we are kind of mixed up, but then we pretend to have a capitalistic kind of thing. Now, where is the problem? in that kind of setup. When we are growing up from childhood in your house, when did you last, at least from you people who are here, when did you have time to have a conversation with your dad and you're like, you know what, I don't think I like that school. I need to go to this school because of this, that. We have all happened to be in a situation where they will tell you, tomorrow you're going to school and you're going to this school, and it's no discussion. You have no discussion.
There's no room for
There's
debate.
no room for
I
discussion.
think
And
mine were different.
Yeah.
We discuss,
Yeah.
please.
they discuss, but usually even when you discussed, they used to win.
Okay, you discuss, but it's like they have an answer to the question.
Exactly,
They asked.
they already asked. Now
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
political. That was simply political. Some parents had upgraded a little bit to a discussion which was fake. It was a fake discussion. They're simply asking to know what you think, but they're not willing to make a decision depending on what you are submitting.
The decision is already
Yeah,
made by
the
them.
decision is already made. So in other words, that this is how we have grown up, all of us. All of us. Now, if we have grown up in that kind of setup, now we get into a world where it is capitalistic. You are independent. All of a sudden, you become independent. Now, when you ask a question like, are kids involved in the media? Come on, people who are working in the media have grown up from that kind of setup. Nobody cares about children. Children are catered for. Nobody needs the idea. You get my point?
understand you.
Nobody
Yes.
needs the idea. The PD, the programs manager for TV, for example, here, like the one for Star TV, the programs manager has grown up in a socialistic setup. He doesn't care what the kids will say, possibly, but they are ready to serve them. If there is Nkudi on TV playing, the kids can watch. It's okay.
They can dance along.
They can dance along. What the parent is watching, because these things are coming from where we
Yeah.
grew up from.
Yeah.
When dad wants to watch news, he
all
picks
have
up the remote.
Yes.
He does not ask if you guys are watching something. So he's going to watch the news of Trump being shot. It adds up to him. To you, it doesn't add up. But it's what you're going to see. So now, the challenge now, that means this is where, because this is how we've grown up. This is why we cannot, these people are not putting anything down for the kids. So kids are not involved. They force themselves in the media. Because when you put down the phone, the kid will come and pick it up. Check what you've been checking. Mind you, this is TikTok.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is dirty, but you've been watching, and the kid is going to watch that same stuff. You know what I'm saying. So that same stuff is the guy. Now, this is why we have this kind of conversations, because when you look at that, now kids are consuming what they shouldn't be consuming. So kids grow up when they're still kids. Now we have parents, they grow up when they're still kids, because imagine a kid watching Nkudi on TV, watching these songs with their dirty dances on TV. You get my point? Someone is watching on other TVs. There's what we call guidance. Is it parental
guidance?
Yeah, PG.
There's that parental guidance where, okay, this content is for kids only above 16
Above
years.
16, yeah.
And now, how many times have you seen that on our TVs? There was a time I saw something on TV. It was more like, I think they were choosing Olympics people, I don't know, stuff like that. And I saw fights. Now, these were real fights. Things that I would wish to see someone saying something like, okay, this is good. This is talent. But can we have this in a way that maybe don't try this at home? You get my point? But you cannot see that. You're not seeing anything. And these are serious people coming up with very good programs. But these programs, they traumatize some kids. A kid of 2 years might not understand what you are doing in line with Olympics. They will not understand. but they will try that with their fellow kids. They're gonna fight. You're gonna find a kid killing another kid, like it has happened. So I think the question you've asked, the answer is no. Our TVs, our media, our people who are handling media, UCC, and all these people, they have not taken any step to cater for the children.
What about the cartoons, Esezomoto, those things like
Yeah.
there are some who
When
things.
you're thinking about stuff like that,
Eh.
for example, the magnitude, you can imagine kids of like, you can really imagine. We have over how many millions of kids we have?
We have 23.1, about 50.5%.
Yes.
Statistics
How many are taken care of? Remember, when you're thinking about content, you must think about content with a deeper sense, because there are kids who don't have TVs in their houses.
Exactly.
And those are so many.
Exactly.
There are kids who have grown up to about 10 years in Gatarabia TV, but they don't watch TV. Because they don't have TV. So the radio content. Do you have any content on radio which is for kids? Very limited. It's there. It should be there.
like
But
quizzes.
very, very, very limited.
Like quizzes.
But now,
quizzes.
let us have like a whole day. At least we can have maybe 10% of the day.
To children.
We'll check it to
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
But we cannot have music videos from morning and Lugambo to night to morning to news.
Actually,
this. So-
and also I think the timing of those programs is also important. Like sometimes they put them gather children at school.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to hear from you too. Yeah, I want to hear from you too.
I think I'll just jump in straight after this gentleman. He raises very pertinent issues that I really want to compound on. Yeah, when we talk about content in media, we talk about radio shows and all these things. My only question or my only worry is how intentional is this content? Because you uttered out something to do with cartoon. Maybe before we dig deeper into this conversation, we can start by acquitting ourselves with the basics of, if you're talking about media and representation, what is the rationale of representation? Which people are supposed to be represented? You understand? So if you're talking about children, I will categorize children as minority groups. These are minority individuals, people ranging from below 18. You get? So the law has it that these people actually have to be protected. They have to be protected from the kind of content they consume. They have to be protected from the kind of exposure they get. You understand? So from that, what is the rationale of representation? You can talk about identity. Right now, the entire world is suffering with what we call the identity crisis. You've heard stories of where people in countries like the US, a child is 5 years, 6 years, and they're already being introduced to conversations of how do you feel, not who you are, but how do you feel. A boy will say, "Hey mom, I think today I woke up feeling female." You understand? So we are talking about an identity crisis. So we are talking about representation. We go back to the virtues, the goals of TIG. We are going back to the families. You understand? We talk about reasons to as why it is very important that we talk about representation of children. We talk about inaction of policies and amendment of existing policies. We have these things in place. We have things from the Ministry of Labor, Gender and Social Development, things that protect the children. Anyone that is found in a production of pornography, circulation of pornography, or pushing the agenda of pornography has a certain kind of penalty they have to face by the law. But I mean, who is there to ascertain that actually I watched a video, maybe some videos have linked from some university, someone is pushing them, and this girl is a minor? You understand?
Yeah.
So we have the systems in place, but the systems are not doing such good work. Maybe the other thing we can that can be there for us to talk about with this whole thing about children representation is to do with the facet or the dichotomy of media. We talk about the mainstream and talk about social media. Right now, people that are in the mainstream media can bear me witness. They see the rate at which social media is growing. They hate to see it, but it's happening. As a senior person in the media, Mr. Sam, I will just want you to jump in by answering this. On social media and mainstream media, which one is supposed to feed the other?
In the from the scientific sense of media, really, the mainstream would be the best media to feed social media, and that's how it was before. But because of technology running so fast, because before, I don't know if you have visited any TV studio, stuff like that. You find a radio station, for example, a setup like this, and they have a TV right there. You get my point? They have the internet. They're supposed to have internet to see what's going on. But that was then. Today, the social media, because of technology, you have a phone. If the phone blacks out, you have a watch. If the watch blacks out, you have. So now the social media is feeding
The mainstream.
the mainstream.
The mainstream.
Because the social media is now the new media, feeding the other one. We go to know about Trump being shot live. You get my point?
Live, yes.
Live. And is all the way a million miles away from here. The northern part of the
Slovenia?
the world. Because when you're going to America, you go to the north. And we're all the way in the south. But we go to see that in real time. Now, what does that mean? It means by the time CNN thinks about giving you whatever it is as news, the cable news network, as they think about giving you news, you already knew about the news. So now the idea is we are embracing in what? Technology. We must embrace technology. But then the technology has to be, we must think deeper. We must think faster, because everything that you see, even this technology that you see, was created by people. That's what I usually tell people.
Patricia, our lady, what do you have to say about all this? What's your submission?
Okay. As a journalist, I believe that children are not well represented in the media, not only considering TV and radio, but also when you look at the books that are being published lately. Some of those books are publishing adult content. When you look at the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the content in there is not good for children. But these books are being published for children because they're kind of like animation, something like that. Yes. And this content is put out there. These books are put in school libraries. So some of the things that are contributing to the moral decadence is the literature that is put out there for these children. Although some media houses have tried to include children or to represent these children, when you look at those Toto magazines that are put in newspapers, some little puzzles that are put within the different books and magazines. Then we also have quizzes that are put on TVs and radios. Also, we have certain TV stations where we are having children hosts, but I feel like that's still not enough. A lot more has to be done in the children representation. Also, to add on what Mr. Sebugenyi said, that despite laws being put in place to check on the media's representation or what kind of content is being put there for these children, now like when these nudes leak, we're having people circulating that content all over the country. When you look at Pretty Nicole, she was a minor, but her videos...
It's not...
So you saw the video.
You don't for the question of whether she was a minor or not,
Me too, I didn't.
we shall have that conversation later on. Yeah.
Okay, not only her, but we have seen...
Yeah.
You have seen people in school uniforms and their content has been put out there. But people do not think about the fact that this is a minor because a person isn't yet above 18. As an adult, you're supposed to think and you're like, what am I doing to this child's future? Because social media is an archive, it keeps things.
Yeah.
People do not forget. It's not like back then DVDs would be broken or what, and the
And it's
content
gone.
is lost. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, you've talked about moral decadence. Let's dive into that. Do you guys think media is morally influencing the children? Who is raising who? Is it the parents raising the children or the media raising the children?
I think also even before we get there, she has raised two things that are very important for us to not to leave behind.
Yeah.
She mentioned something like the like children content, which is not children content. That's
Yeah.
very important for you
Yeah.
guys to think about.
The disguising kind of content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
that is one. I would say, first of all, we need to I don't know how, but we need to teach our communities and our parents that not whatever looks like kids content.
It's
It's
kids'
kids'
content.
Kids' content.
Yes, because
You
some
get
of
my
these
Not
people,
every cartoon.
Some people
of the
are
people
hiding.
think that cartoon is for kids.
Animation.
Because you mentioned, that's very important. You mentioned that this content is good, but the content in there, no. Cartoons is just another form. It's just another form of art. Yes, it's another form of art, but it's not for kids only. Because when we were growing up, we were watching. What do you call it? We had the Family Guy. We had American Dad. That content is
The sitcoms.
I think that is for
Yeah.
some years.
that's what I'm trying to say. But they are cartoons.
Not
Yeah.
But even the cartoons of these days,
You know?
Yeah.
the cartoons
You
of
get my
these
point.
days,
Happy Feet,
no.
Shrek.
Exactly.
Shrek.
But even before,
Is recent.
but even before,
Not so old.
even before, there was content for kids, where there was Tom and Jerry, all these content. They were for kids, and we used to watch. I remember I used to watch Superman, Striker,
Yeah.
And
from
Super
UBC,
Strikers,
from
yeah.
UBC. But UBC today, do you see that? You don't see anything.
They have
Any
Wongo.
space, music. You know what I'm saying. And when you look at the dress code, crazy dress code.
Yeah.
That's why we have a public with poor dress code. If you give me an opportunity to just refuse anybody to come to town if they are dressed wrongly, you will not see people in Kampala. It will be like COVID-19 times. You get my point.
You look them out.
People are wearing clocks. How do you wear clocks no jam Kampala? Yes,
Yeah.
wear
Manja,
clocks.
babaze kuyiriba bambi.
What nonsense? Who tells you when you wear well
No,
to
but-
Iriba?
Joy. Joy, but even people at campus used to come in Crocs to
People
class.
come to office with clocks over
Exactly.
Rosa Kuyiriba. That's what I'm trying to say now.
Yeah.
So now the content tulina okugamba abazadde baffe. Some parents think when they buy TV and put on cartoon
And they pay for the
Cartoon
decoder.
Network, they chill. Abaana bawadde content wa.
And these days, some cartoons have even homosexuality.
Exactly.
Cartoons
You see two pigs are females.
zirina gundi zirina problems. You find a storyline
Yeah.
why there's cartoon eno eyagadde ensajja gina wayo,
By
they
the
have a
mwana.
kid. You get my point? And now you see kids asking weird questions.
This is an early introduction to the concept.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get my point.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
the idea is, as Africans, there are things we need to welcome, and there are things we need to say,
No.
hold up, or hold up and we get ready. Because sometimes we don't need to say no. Because when you say no, you block so many things. Just say, wait. Think about it, see how to incorporate this whole business. But do not rush into every good thing. You're seeing people doing things that are really crazy, but simply because what these kids that we have today, they watch content. So don't say cartoons is kids content. It's not.
No,
It's not
there's a
anywhere
lot of-
close. These books, the comic books,
Comic. Yeah.
the comic books.
Those are crazy.
I have been part of comic books writers and creators. We have seen, but when we find those comic books on the market, they are weird comic books. So the idea is we need to go back and educate our parents. Before you become a parent, are you even ready? Are you even ready to be a parent?
On this table, we have seen so many problems, concerning this issue. So who is to blame? The parents, the media, the who? Who should improve?
I think I will go head on with that. I think for any kind of society, with the speed at which the world is growing, you cannot hide your child from anything. You cannot.
Yeah, you can.
Wait.
You cannot.
You can.
This is my school of thought. This is my school of thought.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a TV home, I'm not a family guy yet, but if I have a TV home and maybe I have children that are supposed to be watching TV and there are particular programs that maybe I want them to watch, you cannot, because there is a lot of internet. Kids have phones. Even if you don't have phones on you, they are going to be exposed. So I think whoever is to blame, the family is to blame. You remember that verse in the Bible? Who is so Joy? I think you Bible. You end up in Yambaka. For me and my family shall serve the Lord.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where the world is headed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk anything about LGBTQ or that alphabet, you will not cross to the US. Okay. So that means at the end of the day, it's going to be between you to sit down your family and talk to them. Tell them, you know what's up? The world is crazy. This and this and this and this is happening.
Yeah.
Go out.
Yeah.
So I think the family is to blame. Everything starts from the family.
Patricia.
I would agree with him that the family is to blame, because each and everything that we learn starts with our families.
Yeah.
Before you're taken to school, every single knowledge that you get, the culture, the values, the norms, the beliefs, all come from your family. Then you can interact with other people eventually, and you can either learn or unlearn. No, you can either unlearn and learn new things. So, and also to disagree with Mr. Kalonji that you can safeguard your children from anything that is happening in the world.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
can't.
possible.
How can you try?
Even before I get there, let me first answer her question.
Yeah.
Who is to blame? All of us. All of us. When you say family, you're confusing people. What is a family?
I mean, it's a group of people that
Who is
Okay,
now?
right.
Where are you coming from? Where do you come from?
I come from. We
You
all
come
come
where-
from a family.
Exactly. So who is to blame?
All of us.
Okay.
It's us. You know, when you say family, it's like you're discrediting yourself. You're saying, okay, now it's family. Family will not sit down and tell you what to do, possibly. But the idea is, every one of us, whether your family is dead or alive, you had a family.
And even nowadays, family is not blood related.
Exactly. Now, that's the thing. That's what I was trying to drive at. Home is where
Very fine
you
piece.
get.
Have your
Yes.
peace.
There are people who feel like this place where we are is their home. They can't do without. Even on public days, they will show up because they feel like this is our home. So the idea then comes back to us that we are all to blame individually. Now, for us in Zinga Yafe, we believe in personal responsibility and personal accountability. We do not want people to claim that president has not done so.
What have you done?
Oh, so and so hasn't done this. Oh, my father did not give me this. Oh, my mother did not do this. We don't believe in complaining. We believe in creating solutions. And creating solutions, it is first of all accepting that I am to blame. Then you start looking for the solutions. Now, hiding content from the children, you don't have to hide. But you need to teach your kids, literally, to say no to some things. For us, when we were growing up, my mother used to tell me stuff like, when like she's going out, oh, I'm going out. Please don't talk to strangers. Don't talk too much to the strangers. She used to tell me that, not because she didn't want me to be friendly with people. She just wanted to be very sure that you don't end up into wrong hands. You get my point? We could even report each other. Oh, ma'am, Ron was talking to a stranger. And what did they talk about? He was asking him this and that. Strangers greet and walk. There's nothing like this, that, the other. What did you eat? No, it's not their business. Now, these are things you teach kids slowly. This is not an event, like I just said. It's parenting is not an event. You don't just wake up in the morning and you say, "Don't touch my phone. It has bad pictures." No, this is my
Those
phone.
bad pictures. Have you heard of that theory of when you refuse a child to do something, they want to do it more like when it
Exactly.
Not even
exactly.
children
And that's a
only.
truth.
Even adults.
Africans actually.
That's the truth. Kids, not even Africans, all kids.
all kids,
I have
yeah.
grown up with white kids. I've seen white kids. They're even worse when it comes to that. But the idea is, some of our parents are not yet ready to be in families because the quality of people to make up a family,
Many of the parents today are not ready.
and that's what we need to kick out. And
How are you going to help them?
no, like sometimes some you know what I mean. Sometimes they're not ready. You didn't plan the child, but I feel like once you're in there, you need to
Okay,
mentally
that
switch.
is another thing. You didn't plan for a child. That is more, even a family, a home.
A home.
Man and wife, they can wake up one morning and, oh my God, what did you do? I just missed my peas. We're gonna have a kid. That parent is ready
Because
because they are ready. You get my point? That kind of parent is ready. But there was just unplanned someone coming up.
but they knew
They knew
they are together, so they
yeah,
knew.
they are together. Those ones are ready. Now, but there are these ones who are not ready to be parents. And being ready to be a parent is not even about. It's not about age. It's not about either you are married or not, or whatever it is. But it goes back to you and who you are, and then the training you got, where you grew up from. We usually resemble where we came up from. When you came up,
You know,
my single mother.
okay.
But
pride.
even have people getting married for the wrong reasons. Because as soon as you get married to someone, you're starting a family
Training.
without you having
Katika
kids.
zinga yaffe ffe kagira nti gwe tukusomesa kubeera responsible and accountable as a person.
Mr. Samuel, so everyone, as we conclude,
Yeah.
I'd want us, we have seen
It is
there's
quick.
a gap. What is quick?
The conversation.
The conversation. Hey, you're enjoying. We'll bring you back.
Alright.
Anyway, so as we conclude, I just want us, because we have clearly seen there's a big gap. All of us are to blame, including the media, including the parents, even siblings. Everyone is to blame. So how do we advise people as TIG Network Africa? How can we fix this gap? What can the media do? Let's start with the media. After, what can everyone do to fix this gap? Yes. Started this. Alright.
She's
You
a
choose.
professional.
You choose.
Ah,
Should
she's a-
start.
I think this is where ladies first doesn't apply. I think basically, as we conclude with this, media houses, and we've just talked about the role of families.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is just an issue of protection and inclusion. That you know, that's where we get the problem coming from, because in as much as we don't want our children to be overly obsessed or into the media, but we want that's us protecting them. But at the end of the day, we need them to be included. We need them to participate in the technological advancements. You understand?
Yeah.
We cannot tell children, don't join TikTok. What are you saying? Don't join TikTok.
use it to
People
kill
pay
the
bills
cat.
on TikTok. TikTok pays bills. You understand? So it's I think it's much more a point for the agencies that dispense the information, like media houses. They have to get their gatekeepers really too much on their guard.
Yeah.
You get, if you have television stations in Uganda, let our leaders understand that if the population of Uganda is about 45.7 million people, and young people from the age of 0 to about 17 make up about 50.3%.
Damn.
You just made a very good comment there when you say that the people we see right now are actually once children. You get? So when we tell people that Uganda has the youngest population in the world, it depends. The pessimists and the optimistic people, is the glass half empty or half full? I choose to say the glass is half full. You understand? What am I trying to mean? I'm trying to mean that our leaders should look at these figures and aim to be intentional to make them benefit this country. If you have if you have about 27.1 million people, that means in the few years to come, these will be the adults. So that means if you don't really make growth intentional, you'll still have a lot of work to do in 5-10 years to come, because the young people of today are going to be the adults of tomorrow. Our muzungu nagamba kizibu ku kizibu. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, Miss Patricia.
Okay, so as we are coming to a conclusion of this talk about children being involved in the media, I feel like the media should do a needs assessment, like what kind of content is needed for these children. And as he said, the people that are in charge of the content should, like the gatekeepers, should do a proper evaluation. Okay, like after the content being produced, scrutinize it so well to see that what you're putting out there is going to benefit these children and not contribute to their downfall. So instead of producing content that is not educative or looking at only the entertainment bit of it, it should be both educative, informative, and also contribute to their proper moral upbringing. Then also the laws that are put in place should not just be put on paper, but they should actually be executed. We should look at the media regulatory bodies actually doing their work and not just sleeping on their work. Yeah, we have the laws put in place, but people are not actually acting on these laws, and a lot of content is put out there. It's not helping the children. We're having people that are growing up in a morally not right way.
It is very wrong for us to complain and not to give solutions. But now we have UCC. UCC is our solution when it comes to media. They need to employ people in line with children and literally look for the children content. Places like UBC, for example, places like UBC actually must have space for kids content. You get my point?
Okay, just a small one. Just a small one. Joe, it's gonna be small. Just make a small hint about just a small hint about what you imply by content for kids, because we refute and negate the fact that cartoons is kids content. So just make a small hint about what you actually imply by
what I'm trying to say. That's why I first said we need the human resource, the right people to negotiate this. First of all, people who are very, very conversant with children, who know exactly what children want, who know how to children development. Because even kids, when they are growing, you need to know. Because even this content we are talking about, if you know, there's content for kids from 0 to like 3 years.
3 years.
There's content from 3 years to 7 years. There's content from 7 years to about 12 years. There's content for kids up to 18 years or 16 years for that matter. That is where the sensitive age is around that time. So now there's content for that. Now you need the professionals. You don't just need people to say let's put cartoon. Let's put Teletubbies. Even those Teletubbies, they're going to bore a kid of about 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
They will say, no, I don't want to watch that, ma'am. They would rather watch what you're watching. So the idea then goes back to, like I said, UCC. They should employ people in that line. Spaces like UBC. Why am I saying UBC? Because Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. It is a Uganda broadcaster. So they should give that and maybe put a space for just kids. So that the content, the books, the libraries, libraries in these spaces, tulina wano UBC, tulina National Theatre, tulina Uganda Museum, those spaces tulina okubawo ne kids area. Ekyo kikulu nnyo, because these are areas, these are spaces, is it trusted? They are not compromised because they are government. You get it? You don't think that one day something will come up and they say our kids are babayingizamu ebintu biki, other stories and all that stuff. So that is one. Then two, we need to put, like she mentioned about the laws. Now the laws, I've always been complaining. I think I'm one person who has been complaining all through that we should start letting the law work than using the law. We have wasted a lot of time. In Uganda, don't think that we don't have laws working in Uganda. Laws work, and laws are there. When you go to to our constitution, it clearly tells you who is a kid and how you should treat a kid. But are they treated that way? But how many times have you seen people being punished for treating kids like they treat them? It only comes out once in a while when somebody, you remember the case of not Champion Good. Okay, Champion Good was part of it, but there was a fresh kid. And my question was always like, why is it that fresh kid is now a target? Because there was money involved. Tata asika, mama asika, ona asika, manager asika, nze namujja mu kyalo nze ki minister naye agala kulabikira awo. Kukategedde bulungi nnyo. Now, I saw the way they took care of fresh kid. And do you see fresh kid today? He went back. People used to say, this kid is old. He cannot be his age. Because the words he used to utter, the things he used to do, the way he used to walk, the way he used to do things. Today, when they took him to school, mind you, such good schools, they teach kids to be kids. That is a lesson of its own. They never tell kids that you are old. Okuze. No. Baby. So kids feel like we are still what?
Baby fresh kid.
Kids.
Baby.
Hey. Now,
Fresh
today,
baby.
fresh kid, you might not make him do what he used to do before. I don't know if you have been following. But I saw people by then who said, this cannot be a young kid. You get my point? So it is high time we did something like that. The laws must come in and fix this issue very well. Not simply waiting until there's someone like fresh kid and then they come up, the minister shows up, the police comes up, everyone comes up, the community is concerned. All these other kids that we see who are struggling, kids are working. We have seen kids. I drive a lot, and usually I find myself in the night, late night, a kid is coming with a bunch of banana at night, late night. You get late night, showing me njagala otunde ogule. You get my point? So that's a thing. So that has also to be done. So the laws must come in, that stuff must come in, TVs must create space. It's a must. Just as we've been arguing over, we were arguing sometime over local content. As an artist, I was part of that, trying to say local content wafe obuzanyo buyitiridde. Now it is high time. TIG Network Africa, we are saying every TV must have at least 1 hour. Every TV of children content, every TV must have that, because kids need this content. Otherwise the kids will not, because first of all tusoko tufune content, tusoko tufune space, then go discussing
Content.
yes, slowly by slowly. One is better than zero. You get my point? So the TVs, the radios, we need that 1 hour. For me, that's what I would say.
Okay. I would like to thank you so much for being part of this podcast today. I'm sure whoever is watching or listening has learnt a lot, and this is an issue that really needs to be tackled in our community today for us to be able to morally bring up our children the way we want them, to revive the glory of family. Yes? Exactly. So we have come to the end of this podcast. So I'm going to request each one of you, I'm giving you 1 minute, each one of you to give us like closing remarks and just say something to the people, and
to make sure that we take care of the children, because we were once children and that was a time we were very vulnerable. So we need to help each other. We need to help those kids, those young ones. We should stop this nonsense of whose kid is that? They are our kids. All kids are the same. We need to support them and see them through, because this is Africa. In Africa, we don't have someone's kid. We are extended in nature. You get my point? You grow up seeing so many people. Everyone is your parent. Even you kids who are watching it, just in case, I'm sure it's not yet, the PG is not yet there. So even kids, when you're watching, be kids. If you're a kid, be kids. There's no need for you to act like 20 when you're 12. It's okay to be 12. It's very sweet. Do not rush to be 20, because you get to 20. Now what will you do? So the idea is, let us do our part and let us do it well. As simple as that.
I'll just conclude by giving a very small African narrative of how funny it could be if monkeys were celebrating on top of a tree because they're seeing smoke in the forest. How I would describe that is, let every parent out there know that even if their children are safe, their children interact with other people's children. So having a very safe environment, having a media that is inclusive and protective towards children, benefits not only those particular parents, but the entire nation and Africa at large. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to tell parents to let their kids be kids and not force their kids to grow up before the time has come. They should let their children experience each and everything that a certain stage requires them to experience. If it's a kid, let them be a kid. A teen, let them outgrow the teenagehood until they get to the adult stage. But then we get to see many parents putting their kids out there and forcing, like when you go to TikTok, some of these parents are making their children mini models, dressing them up as adults. You're putting your child out there, but we also have very many pedophiles out there. They are looking at your child as an adult and forgetting the fact that they are a minor. You're putting your child on the internet all over. You're not with them all the time. We're seeing kids being abducted, and these kids are being raped, they're being defiled and all that. So I feel like parents should let their kids be kids and also put them less on social media.
I want to thank you so much for taking part in this. So as TIG Network Africa, we would want to remind you that you are once a child, you will get a child one day, you live around children, you have children in your families, your siblings, we have children. And so we should please include our children in the media, yes? Through this whole conversation, we have seen the gap that we have. We should make sure that whatever they are watching is morally upright. As a parent, what are your children watching? How are you presenting them on the media? It's a collective responsibility, starting with me, starting with us, starting with everyone. So as TIG Network Africa, our intention is to revive the glory of family. So we want to encourage you, wherever you are, wherever you're watching from or listening from, please put children at your heart and let us include them in media and let us fix this gap. Yes. To our viewers, I'd also want to remind you that on 14th September, we have an event coming up. We're going to be having a mega launch of the TIG Network Africa, and you are all invited. It's going to take place at Uganda National Theatre, and we're also going to be celebrating 11 years of Edwin Mukalazi on that day. So we'll be giving you more information with the episodes that will come along. So we can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much. This was TIG Agenda, and we have come to the end of the episode. My name is Mwesiga Joy, and I was the host for today. TIG Network Africa, your story is powerful. Thank you.